What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. So let's get to it. Alright, you guys, first story up, Dylan Roof. That is the young man who killed 9 black churchgoers at a Bible study at a church in Charleston, South Carolina. He was found guilty on all 33 counts by a federal jury yesterday. He will be sentenced after the new year on January 3rd. They are expecting to either give him life in prison without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. I personally didn't see how they were going to find him anything but guilty. He left them no room to find him anything but guilty. I mean, these were people who were in church, the least threatening even to a white supremacist. Okay, they're in church at Bible study. He had already admitted guilt. There were cameras there that was confirming that fact. And I was hopeful that they would find him guilty. You know, we have seen differently. So there was a little pessimistic side to me that was making me feel like, oh, this is going to be yet another one of those times where, you know, the senseless killing, nobody is held responsible. But this time the jury did the right thing and they found him guilty on all counts. I would be fine if he gets the death penalty. I know some people feel like the death penalty is too easy for a person that's done something like this. But I know that if it was my child, my mother, my father, my aunt, uncle, friend, cousin, that was... Why is he yelling outside of my car? If they were any of my loved ones in that church, I probably wouldn't be able to rest until I knew that he was in the ground. So like I said, we will find out on January 3rd what the fate of Dylan Roof is, but I am definitely happy with the verdict. Dylan Roof guilty on all 33 counts. All right, you guys, we got a couple of rest in pieces. First, Alan Thicke. Okay, most of us remember him as the father, Jason Seaver, on the show Growing Pains. But I also remember him as a talk show host and a game show host and an actor. An all-around good guy. You never heard anything bad about Alan Thicke. And I was surprised and saddened to hear about his death. So supposedly he was playing a game of hockey with his 19-year-old son and some other people. And he had a heart attack while he was out there. They didn't know at the time that it was a heart attack. He was still conscious. He was still talking. He just didn't feel well. So he had told them that he would sit it out, you know, the game out, you know, you guys go on and finish playing. But his son and other people there did not feel like that was probably the right thing to do. And they called the ambulance. Even when the ambulance came, they said Alan Thicke was joking around, you know, here, take a picture, put it on social media as he was being wheeled into the ambulance. And then it took an unfortunate turn. Once he got to the hospital, they pronounced him dead shortly after, 12 o'clock, afternoon. So very, very sad. It's a story that reminds me of my brother who died very much the same way. 52 years old, had just finished jogging. Was driving, had a massive heart attack. The ambulance called and was trying to find next of kin because they were going to take him to the hospital, but he was conscious at that time and we thought that he was going to survive, and then he died when he got to the hospital. I can totally relate with that family, something that you do not expect. I don't know if Alan Thicke was sick or not. They did not say that he had been, but just seemed like it was a surprise for everybody. And like I said, those are the kind of surprises that you just do not want to hear. He was married, so he leaves behind his wife and his 3 boys. You guys already know Robin Thicke, the singer. His 19-year-old son, like I said, I believe his name is Carter. And he had another son by the name of Brennan. I'm sure he leaves behind also a host of family and friends. We are just going to send up prayers for all of them and say rest in peace to Alan Thicke. Then we have another rest in peace for TV sports broadcasting legend Craig Sager. He died Thursday, I believe it was, after a 2-year battle with leukemia. Most of you guys remember Craig Sager on the courts. He would be a broadcaster, one of the sports commentators. He wore the ridiculously flashy wardrobe that had become his thing, and everyone knew him for that. But most people know him for his dedication to his craft. He had a serious work ethic. He worked for Turner Broadcasting for over 30 years, and they could always count on him to do his job and do his job well. And everyone admired him for that. I think we all can agree that the sports world has lost someone big. 2016 has not been good to us as far as deaths have been concerned. We have lost a lot of people this year. Craig leaves behind his wife, Stacy. He has 5 children from a combination of 2 marriages, and as well many friends and family, I am sure, and fans all over the world. Rest in peace to Craig Sager. That when Kanye West got out of the hospital, he was in the hospital because they said that he was exhausted, that he suffered from sleep deprivation, that he had some issue with some medication for his bipolarism or manic schizophrenia. I don't know exactly what it is that Kanye West has been diagnosed with, but there is some mentally ill issues there. You would think once he was released from the hospital that he would have continued his journey, maybe outside in an unknown rehab center where he could get himself together. But no, that's not what Kanye West did. He instead dyed his hair blonde and booked a flight to New York because he wanted to talk with your president-elect, Donald Trump. And he said that he wanted to speak with him about social issues, bullying, poor education and violence in Chicago, amongst other things. And he made it a point that he needed to speak with Donald Trump, and he needed to speak with him now. Donald Trump, you would think that he would be busy as he tries to prepare his cabinet for the inauguration and the following 4 years that he will be serving as your president. But no, he's not doing that. At least not for the few minutes that he met with Kanye West. I don't know which one I'm madder at. The fact that Kanye West flew all the way to New York to talk to Donald Trump when I'm sure that he has bigger fish to fry in his own fucking life. Or your president-elect Donald Trump, who stops everything that he's doing to sit down with a rapper and discuss social issues. Now, I'm not saying that social issues shouldn't be discussed. These are things that definitely need to be handled. But I would like to think that there are priorities in the president's life. And if Kanye West lands high at the priority list, then there is a fucking problem there. When I saw the pictures of Donald Trump and Kanye West in front of Trump Towers, Donald Trump answering questions, Kanye West just standing there staring at the press, I was disgusted. I have officially decided to move Kanye West into the we gonna love him from a distance category. I cannot with Kanye West anymore. I definitely believe that there is something wrong there, but I hate the fact that he allows himself to be exploited in this way. Now, Kanye West does not strike me as the person that people can tell what to do easily. So the fact that he does have these issues and then he goes and meets with Donald Trump, I mean, I'm sure that that was probably his decision. I hate that there's nobody there that can check him. But what can we do? If Kanye West believes that, he's important to Donald Trump and that he needs to speak with him and, he feels that he should have a direct line with your president, then fine. But like I said, I cannot with Kanye. I'm going to have to love him from a distance, y'all. That's where he is with me right now. That's it. That's it and that's all. Guys, and then in love and hip hop news, first of all, let's talk about Mona Scott Young, who was on the Wendy Williams show. Everybody tagged me. I got so many DMs and people sent me messages and everything talking about Mona's appearance on Wendy Williams. And so, I was feeling like it was going to be some spectacular tea-dropping type of interview. And then when I saw it, I was just like, oh. I mean, it was a cool interview. I like Mona Scott Young. I know that I talk about her and I say Mona bitch and all of that, but I actually have told you guys plenty of times that I admire the things that Mona Scott Young has been able to achieve. The interview was exactly how I thought it would be, which was her talking about how she became to be this reality show mogul. And, she talked about how Love and Hip Hop came about. I didn't know all of the background about Jim Jones and him having a reality show. And then, that's how they came up with Chrissy and how Chrissy's, I did know about the part with Chrissy, them starting the show. But I didn't know all of that background about Violator and, Jim Jones show and all of that. She talked about Yandy and Mendices and the fact that she did not know that, that they weren't married. Find that hard to believe. I mean, they are definitely close friends, and I don't know. Part of me feels like, even as a friend, we ain't really trying to spend this kind of money producing a show just for it to be a farce. So part of me believes that she didn't know, but the other part of me, okay, the smarter part of me, makes me feel like she did know and that she just bit the bullet because maybe advertising dollars, they were able to make back their money on that show. That was a big deal. But other than that, I didn't think the interview was nothing, I didn't think it was a bad interview. One person that did have a problem with it was Jim Jones. After she had did her interview, he got on Instagram and went the fuck off. And it goes a little something like this. Somebody tell this fat Miss Piggy, dyke pussy eating, homo having baby father, keep my name out her pussy eating mouth for I make my mama slap you with a box of Twinkies. You think he was mad? I don't even really know why he was upset, because she didn't say anything disparaging about Jim or Chrissy. All she said was that they did 2 seasons of their show with her after they left Love and Hip Hop, and then once the contracts were over, they decided to go on to WeTV. That's all she said. But whatever it was that pissed Jim Jones off, okay, he said, somebody tell this fat Miss Piggy dyke pussy eating bitch. He's doing the most, Jim. Other people that had something to say was Erica Mena. She also commented on the fact that there was no way that Mona didn't know that Yandy wasn't married. And I really do believe that Mona had to know. I just can't imagine her not knowing them being in this personal relationship that she talked about. So anyway, that was pretty much it. If you guys saw the interview, what did you guys think about it? I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was spectacular. I thought it was exactly how I thought it would be. Moving on, Jocelyn's baby shower. Okay, just like they did Yandy and Mendice's spectacular wedding event, we will be seeing Jocelyn's baby shower much in the same fashion. It's going to be over the top. It looks like they've flown in all of the VH1 characters from the different reality shows to be a part of the cast there, and it was a big event. We saw a lot of the pictures all over Instagram. We saw a lot of the videos. One part that sticks out in my mind, and I'm sure in yours as well, is the fact that she had strippers there. Doesn't look like that they were there long, but it was definitely there long enough for somebody to get a shot of it on video and post it on Instagram. And I was just like Shaka said, you know what, shit, we are living in terrible times. Ain't a damn thing sacred anymore. I am very liberal. I'm not very liberal, but I'm liberal enough where, I can have a good time and I can enjoy myself. But I also have a traditional part in me, and there are just certain things that I just can't imagine. A baby shower with a stripper, it's not a bridal shower. It's not a bachelorette party. Okay, this is a baby shower. What does a stripper have to do at a baby shower? I get it. It's holding true to Jocelyn's image, and people are like, she stays true to herself and all that, but I'm still just like, really, you couldn't have one thing without the strippers there? To me, I wouldn't want anything like that. I would have been embarrassed if I was there, because it was just like, we are celebrating the birth of a new life, a little girl especially, and then you've got it, the baby is coming into this kind of foolishness. It just makes you nervous about how this child is going to be raised. I'm not going to write Jocelyn off, because I know that sometimes once you become a mother, it totally changes your life. So I'm hoping that, it changes the bad parts in Jocelyn and makes her a better person. So I'm still willing to give her a chance. But yeah, I was just like kind of put off by the strippers. It was just unnecessary. People were talking about the fact that Young Dro was there and Stevie J wasn't, which I expected. I didn't expect Stevie J to be there, even though they had just posted not too long before that she was cooking breakfast for him and they seemed to be getting along for the sake of the baby. But then we heard on the interview that Stevie J did with the Breakfast Club that he said that right before the baby shower, Jocelyn came and jumped on him and tried to fight him, 9 months pregnant, mind you, because her brother told her that Tommy was at Stevie J's house shortly after that whole breakfast making thing had happened, and she was pissed about it. Now, Stevie J said that it was not Tommy, it was an artist that he was working with, and the brother just mistook her for Tommy. But Stevie J's thing was, why would you even go back and tell your sister something like that, knowing that she's pregnant and knowing that she's hot-tempered and that she would probably try to fight somebody? Okay, you didn't put herself and the baby's life in jeopardy. Again, those are the things that make you worry about the type of mother that Jocelyn is going to be. You know, at some point, you have got to be looking out for the interests of your child first, especially when they're at an age where they can't do anything for themselves. I mean, this baby is still inside of her. But when the baby gets out, you know, then it makes you feel like, damn, you know, is she still going to be one of those ones that want to go out and fight people and do? I mean, you cannot do that. You might land your ass in jail. Then what happens with your child, you know? So those are certain things that you've got to think about that I'm hoping that Jocelyn does. But anyway, Breakfast Club interview was cool. He talked about Jocelyn and them, you know, they're just trying to figure out what paternity is right now. Also, he talked about, you know, just being in a different place, which I could already see it was happening. This new show that they have for him that's going to be debuting next week is going to be centering around his family, which I figured was going to happen once I saw the train wreck that him and Jocelyn's show was. The only bright part of that show was his family. I think that's a good move for Stevie J. He talked about his relationship with Faith, which we had already talked about before, but he did confirm it that they are together. He says that he is in love with her. This is his best friend, and that is new. I don't know how new it is, considering this is one of the problems that him and Jocelyn had. Jocelyn cut up his shit and went off on him because she said that he was fucking Faith. And that was a while back. You know, I don't know if their relationship was falling apart at the same time that he was trying to get with Faith, or if it was cheating issues going on there. But, you know, Stevie J and Jocelyn, their shit has been turbulent the whole time. So you don't really know how that story goes. All you know now is Jocelyn has moved on. Stevie J has moved on. Or at least you would think so. Them two still seem to be quite obsessed with each other. We've been seeing Jocelyn post a lot of shit about him, you know, saying, you know, once they can't control you, then they lie on you. And then, you know, once they have, you know, your name and their dick suckers, you know that they're obsessed with you and all of this. Like I said, them two seem obsessed with each other, and now I'm starting to feel like Jocelyn is more obsessed with Stevie J than the other way around. So that's pretty much it with the Atlanta franchise. And then moving on. Oh, no, it's not Atlanta. That's not it. Also, and I'm only going to talk about this for a second, they say that Kirk and Rashida, their storyline that's coming up, supposedly Kirk child has had a fucking baby on the side of his wife, Rashida. I read on Funky Deneva that it's some old basic bitch, not really cute, and that, yeah, he has a baby with her. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. Y'all know exactly how Rashida and Kirk do. And they get your fucking blood pressure up for some bullshit that ain't true. They are definitely the type to sell out their marriage. This could definitely be one of those times as well. But people are saying that it is actually a true story, and that Rashida, just like Willie Taylor's wife, what's her name? I can't even think of it now. Just like she was blindsided, she didn't know about this. They're saying that the same thing has happened to Rashida, that she didn't find out about this baby until the cameras was rolling. And if that is true, that is so fucked up. Why do men put their wives in these positions? Okay, but like I said, we don't know. Child, it'll probably be something totally different by the time the show comes on. And I think the show comes on somewhere around the beginning of spring. But we'll see. I'm just putting it out there for you now. Okay, gonna be some fuck shit with Rashida and Kirk is coming. I didn't even follow this beef because it was stupid to me. But evidently Keke, I can never remember her last name, Keke Palmer, she was on Twitter and she was expressing her feelings about the characters on Bad Girls Club. I have never watched Bad Girls Club, so I don't know this show. However, I do know who Megan is because I know that she was on Basketball Wives. Evidently, she's back on Bad Girls Club. Maybe they're having some kind of all-star thing. I know the shows do that. Anyway, Keke was expressing who she liked on the show and who she didn't, and she said that Megan was corny. Megan didn't take too well to that. sentiment, and she struck back out on Twitter talking about Keke quite vehemently. You know, she talked about the fact that, you know, Keke's pussy stank, that she's known to have a stank puss around the industry, that all of the sportsmen that she might be sleeping with at the time say that that's what the case is. Even one of them has a incurable STD, so she's insinuating that either Keke has the STD or she gave it to the ball player. Yeah, she just kind of went off on Keke. So they started going back and forth with each other, of course, on social media. And this went on for the better part of 2-3 days. It got to the point where the fans get involved. You guys know how that goes as well. I would imagine that Keke Palmer, is that her last name, you guys? I would imagine that Keke Palmer has a bigger fan base than Megan James does. And, you know, once you get your fans involved, they have your back to the fullest. And somebody found out where Megan was in her car, and they went and busted out all the fucking windows and sliced all the tires. Now, you know, that's going too far for me. But you have got to remember in these internet streets what these folks do. A lot of times, these celebrities don't even have to handle their haters because their fans will do it for them. I'm sure Keke didn't tell anybody to go and do that, but yeah, you know, Megan James says she doesn't see how she deserves this. She's just trying to live her life, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, girl, you can't do this kind of shit. Okay, you was outnumbered from the beginning. Okay, Keke gets on my nerves. Let me just put that out there. Keke do wear my nerves. I don't know where along the lines where Keke just started to really pluck on that last good one, but like I can't even with her. Actually, I do remember I used to follow her on Snapchat, like right when I first started getting into the whole Snapchat thing. I swear for God, she would post like 500 snaps and it would just be her talking, and I was just like, girl, I cannot. I admire what she's been able to achieve. You know, for the most part, she's a child star that's been able to, you know, move into adulthood with no mishaps or anything. But yeah, that's another one that I got to love from a distance. But I guess Megan had to learn the hard way. Don't take on these celebrities if you ain't got the willpower in the back and behind you. Okay, so yeah, they look like they finally calmed down. Let that be a lesson to all of y'all out there. Social media is the devil. Okay, there's always somebody out there that's willing to take up the cause. Oh, Mary, you guys. That Mary is having a hard time with Kendu. I know she probably didn't think that she would ever go through this shit. Okay, now they're reporting that Kendu is holding on to some coveted items that Mary J. Blige would like to get back. A Grammy, for instance, and other achievement awards. And there are 3 cars that he's also holding on to. She actually said he can keep one, but there are 2 Mercedes, I believe, and a Range Rover. Actually, I think she just wants the Mercedes and the Range Rover back, and he can keep the other one. But yeah, Kendu said, bitch, you ain't getting this at all. On top of that, they're saying that she just recently found out about another $420,000 that he kind of, you know, borrowed without the intention of giving back to the business, and wrote them off as business expenses. So she's trying to get all that back. Gosh. I know she sits down and just be like, I made a fucking mistake letting this man just totally control my life. And we saw it happening, and we was happy for her when she first got with him and he was taking care of everything. We kind of saw it as a man that was taking care of her. The problem is you got a man that's taking care of you with your fucking money. So hindsight is always 2020. MaryJay every day seems like it's something else with Kendu. I feel so sorry for her, but she definitely is letting many of us women know that we have got to make our own money and put different people in place that will protect us. Okay, don't put it all in one person. Definitely not your husband, because honey, even marriage is not forever. Okay, we would like to think so, but it's not. So hold your head up, Mary. Child, every day we hear something else, don't we? And then lastly, you guys, in quickies, Shirley Caesar, the news had gotten out that she was suing the creator of the You Name It challenge, okay? DJ Suede, also known as Keenan Wade, she was suing him, they said, for $5 million in lost monies because he used a portion of her sermon without her consent. And after it went viral and he started to sell the music on mixtapes and posted it on YouTube, she wanted a cut. That's the story that I had heard originally. Supposedly they said that she had like some kind of deal in place with Snoop Dogg, and that this whole thing with DJ Suede had managed to mess up the deal that she had with Snoop Dogg. Now, I don't really know what that deal was, but everybody had a problem with the fact that here we had a pastor who was suing for money because, you know, you had this unknown DJ. I mean, unknown. I'm sure he's locally known, but, you know, not a hugely known DJ like a DJ Khaled or Drama or something, DJ Drama or something like that. But you know, everybody was just like, damn, she trying to get in on the man money. Then we come to find out that, well, now they're saying that no, she was not suing for money, that she was only suing for him to take down the the video and stop trying to make money from the music because of the, overly sexualized tones of alcohol use and twerking. Okay, even she said that she can deal with dancing. She knows that's what young people do. But just the twerking and all that, that tarnishes her image. And that is detrimental to the fact that she is a born-again Christian. She's a pastor. That's not what she stands for. I mean, I understand. I can understand why she would feel that way. And I can understand it either way. Okay, even if she was suing for money, that was a lot of money that she probably lost out on. But even if she's not suing for money, I understand that you have got to maintain an image, especially if you are a pastor like that. So petty maybe, but you know what, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Definitely that song put her name out there, and it fell right at the time, Thanksgiving. She's talking about food. She was able to make up a website and sell t-shirts and sweaters and aprons and mugs, all with the sayings on it, the lyrics. So she definitely made money from it as well, but probably not the amount of money that DJ Suede did. And then I'm wondering how much he even made. That's the story behind there. I'm not mad at Shirley Caesar, not one bit. Even as a 78-year-old woman, you can't let people take advantage of you, even if it wasn't on purpose. SouljaBoy's neighbors can breathe a sigh of relief as he was arrested in his Hollywood Hills home just the other day for gun possession. We just talked about his dumb ass just a couple of weeks ago. Was it a couple of weeks ago or was it last week? About the fact that he was gun toting, waving the guns in the video camera's face, and posted it on Instagram, bragging on the fact that he had killed somebody in the past, and he ain't got a problem doing it again. He's threatened countless people on the internet, okay, and it finally caught up with his stupid ass. The police, they didn't even have to do a damn investigation. All they had to do was hit the app on their phone. And there goes SouljaBoy's dumb ass waving a gun. Why was he arrested? Well, I'll tell you why. It might be because of what he bragged about, the fact that he had killed somebody. He is on probation. That means that you are a felon and that you cannot have a gun of any kind in your possession. That means in your house. So the police, they didn't have to do nothing but drive over to the pad, knock on the door, walk in, find the fucking gun. Knowing SouljaBoy's stupid ass, he probably had the gun right in his pocket. Made it real easy for him. The neighbors can breathe a sigh of relief. They said that ever since that he has been there, which has only been a couple of months, that it has been nothing but problems, and they really want him to go. I don't know if he bought the house or if he's renting the house or what, but as of now, he has been arrested. I think he is out already. I'm sure he posted bail and is out and probably going to have to go back to court about that. And then I hear that he said that Quavo called the police. Oh yeah, Quavo called because the rest of the world didn't see your stupid ass on Instagram. So, child, we came with SouljaBoy. I did find out that his mother had died when he was younger, which is very sad, and that might be the reason why, or one of the main reasons why, this nigga can't get a grip on life. I honestly believe that you need a mother in your life just to give you some sort of center and some sort of fucking sense. And SouljaBoy doesn't have it. So unfortunately his mother is not around. But I know it had to be some mother figures around there. Somebody get with this boy. It ain't gonna end well for him if he keep up like this. Congrats are in order for your boy Gilbert Arenas. He was bragging the other day on Instagram that his child support payments was slashed from $44,000 a month to $7,000 a month. Okay, and you guys know his baby mama Laura Govan. They have been going back and forth for years over these 4-5 kids, however many it is. That child support payment has gone up and down. At one point, he was paying $87,000 a month. I think they set it at $44,000 a month, just temporarily while, you know, the courts got all the paperwork and the numbers in order. And then when they took it on back to court, they had to cut that shit down to $7,000. Now, $7,000 is nothing to sneeze at. I would love to get a $7,000 payment every month. But when you are accustomed to living on $44,000 a month, honey, $7,000 is quite a bit of a lifestyle adjustment. Okay, now you don't need $44,000 definitely to live. $7,000 you could do just fine. But like I said, when you're used to living at 44, all I can say is I pray that Lord Govan had the sense enough to be putting money aside, okay, while she was buying all these expensive ass designer outfits. Let me tell you something. Lord Govan be laid, hair laid, clothes laid, body right, shoes right, tight, always together. We ain't gonna even talk about them kids. All right, this ain't about them, even though it's about child support. But let's hope that while she was doing that she had a bigger plan in motion and that she was, you know, stashing some of this money, because, bitch, some of that shit that she was wearing might have been fucking $7,000. I done seen her wear some furs and some shit that had to cost a good penny. Bitch, you can't spend all your fucking money in 1 month at one store. What the hell you gonna do? So, yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be an adjustment for Laura and them kids. I don't know who has the kids more. I think she is still the you know, has custody of the kids the most, but all I know is damn $7,000, y'all, from 44. And then lastly, you guys, Lamar Odom, they say that he checked himself into rehab, and while I would like to think that this is a good thing, something that definitely is needed, I'm a little worried because they say that he is also filming a reality show at the same time. So we don't know for sure if this is really something about him getting the help that he needs, or if this is just going to be something for the TVs. Lamar Odom has a true problem. He overdosed in a damn, you know, brothel in Las Vegas, and pretty much was dead until they was able to revive him and get him back together. I didn't expect the man to live, but he was able to come back. Then we started hearing stories about him drinking and being at bars again, and, you know, acting erratic on planes and all that. So it was starting to look like he was sliding back down that same, you know, that same lane. Is that the word I'm trying to use? Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, rehab is a good thing, but it's got to be for the right reasons. They say that the rehab is in San Diego, and I guess it'll just remain to be seen if Lamar Odom is able to hold on to his sobriety, if he's able to get onto the wagon of sobriety. We got our prayers up for Lamar, though. I would like to see it happen, but you know what? It is hard for a crackhead to get back right. Alright, you guys, that's it. Hey, let me ask you, is anybody out there know if Real Housewives of Atlanta and Love and Hip Hop New York is going to be coming on Christmas Day and the day after Christmas and New Year's Day and the day after New Year's? Does anybody know the official schedule out there? If you guys know it, only the officials, bitch. Don't get up in here guessing, because shit, I can guess too. Alright, if you know it, y'all leave it below. Anyway, let me get off of here. We do this every single week. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.